What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Rolling Through. Before we get started, can we just hit like and subscribe, because I'm really enjoying this journey. Anyway, in this video what we're going to cover is my 5 reasons why you should ride in the rain and why I ride in the rain. After 10 years of riding, there's plenty of reason to get out in the rain, especially if you live in a country like Great Britain where it is raining quite a lot. The first reason, it's going to make you a more skilled rider. You are going to be a much better rider for it. You're going to go out, you're going to go and ride smoother naturally because you're going to be more cautious. So that's going to mean you're going to work out the potholes a bit more. You're going to work out the difference in what's going on. So it's definitely worth getting out and improving your skills when you're out of your comfort zone. That is a big thing. Reason number 2, it's going to build your mental robustness. You're going to become a stronger minded person or a stronger minded rider. You're going to go out on the roads and you're going to fear less in the best way possible. When I first started riding, I used to fear the rain. I started on a 125, but I went to and from work through thunderstorms because it was my only mode of transport, and it definitely improved my riding. I've just been all around Europe and it rained on a few of the days that we were out there, and it rained heavy. But that didn't put me off. We had a lot of fun. As long as you've got the right gear, you're ready to go. So don't let that put you off. My reason number 3, you're going to learn to trust your bike and the gear that you're wearing. Whether you're just wearing a top jacket, jeans and boots, which is quite common here in the UK. I know it's quite common in the rest of the world. Or if you're on a crotch rocket sports bike and you've got full leathers on. You've got the right gear on, so believe in that gear. Have a bit of confidence in it. Definitely worth it. But trust your bike. Your bike was designed to be ridden in all conditions. It's not just going to fall over anytime you hit a bit of water. My reason number 4, the roads are quieter. So if you're an inexperienced rider, riding in the rain or in the dark time when it's wet, it's going to build your confidence. There's a lot less cars on the road. This might be controversial and people might in the comments might disagree, but the less cars on the road, the less risk. Reason number 5, and this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one by far. It's going to remind you why you got a motorcycle in the first place. Why did you get a motorcycle? For me, I got a motorcycle after I lived in Germany with the army. I was in a place called Paderborn in Germany for a long time. I met a person over there. We started to learn to ride on farm tracks, all that sort of stuff. He was a good kid. Started riding around the country lanes, no cars around, especially on Sunday. Used to love it. I got out there and I fell in love with motorcycle riding. Right, so that's my 5 reasons. It's wet outside, it's cold outside, it's dark outside. Let's transfer my tips to you and let's go for a ride.
Right, so guys, we're on a ride. As you can see, the floor is pretty damn wet, but that's not going to put us off. So first things first, obviously you definitely want to ride a little bit further away from the car in front when it's cold and it's wet, especially when it's dark like this, because it's going to give you more stopping power, more time to check, especially cars that are pulling out. They might not see you, but anyway, I'm not going to preach about safety because I'm one to talk. I do like to ride my bike for the purpose that it's ridden. But I'm also aware that I've got 2 kids to get home to, so I can still enjoy my bike the same way. But there are certain things that you want to look out for. So if you're going around roundabouts, you want to make sure you stay away from the white paint. This roundabout doesn't have it, but most roundabouts in the UK have it. Solid white paint can be quite slippy, especially when it gets colder. You also want to stay away from drain covers when you're leaning, that sort of good stuff. But as long as you're doing your relevant checks, you're not going to have any issues. You've got to ride with confidence, accelerate properly. You know, I'm not saying ride like a tool, but do your checks and ensure that everything you're doing around you is going to keep you safe, but then you'll enjoy your bike as well. There's nothing stopping you riding when it's like this. You know, dark on the motorway, you don't necessarily have to go super fast. So another tip, when you're passing vehicles, just stay in the slight right hand side, but keep your eye on the right mirror. You know, but it's exactly the same as if it was dry. You look in your mirror, you check in and moving over. It is just about building confidence. Now if you imagine it was absolutely lashing it down now, you probably are going to slow down a little bit if it's absolutely hammering it down. But having said that, you can still ride with confidence. This is a heavy bike, you can still move the bike around, the bike's not going anywhere. And the reason I've come on the motorway is because obviously when it's been raining or is raining, the motorway is arguably probably one of the wettest places you can be. So right now the motorway is pretty wet, but there is proof to what you're saying is you can still maneuver your bike around, you can still move your bike and do it with purpose. You know, if you get all rigid in your body and you're riding and your body's all stiff and you're like, oh my god, you know, I don't want to go any further, you're gonna get all paranoid that something's going to happen, which puts you in a much more dangerous position to be in. If you ride with movements, confidence, and you say, do you know what, I'm absolutely fine, then you will be fine. You just got to keep your wits about you. But I'll often ride like this because I just enjoy riding. I'm totally warm, I've got my full waterproofs on, and I always make sure people know I'm there. I've got warm kit on. I don't have my heated gloves on. Now I do have some heated gloves which are fairly cheap from Amazon, and you can rage in the comments that they're not Harley or they're not Oxford or something like that, but do you know what, I've ridden over the 10 years with lots of cheap products or cheaper products, and they've served me really well. You know, they've lasted a few years, and if you're paying £35, £40 for a pair of heated gloves and they lasted 4 or 5 years, that's good bang for buck in my eyes. One thing you will always get on British motorways: roadworks. There's one thing I do though, is I'll stop and regularly, I say regularly, but every now and again I'll stop and I'll dry my visor on my helmet, because when it's wet I do tend to wear a full face helmet more than an open face. When it's sunny I do wear an open face helmet more. You'll see that as the sun comes out on this channel, that you'll see me more in an open face helmet. I just prefer that. I don't know how vlogging will go down with it, but it is where it is. So yeah, as we said before, just ride with confidence. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the first couple of videos on the channel. Hopefully this is living proof to you. I've got a ticker along here, it's 50, it's average speed cameras. Anyone that lives here knows that how crap they are, but I hope it's sort of living proof that you can get out on your bike in the rain. I have got full waterproofs on with feet covers. The feet covers come as part of this waterproof set. I have just brought it, like I said. I'll put the link down below. It is from Amazon. I think it was about 35 quid. But so far so good. It's got a nice mesh line in it, keeps you a bit warmer, and I've obviously just been on the motorway, and I've checked at the petrol station that I'm dry, and my boots, my Doc Martens that I've got underneath this are still bone dry. So far so good. I think the real test will be in a downpour, but from my time in the army, really there isn't any waterproofs that are fully waterproof that will stop you from getting absolutely soaked. I don't think they exist. I think at some point sideways rain's gonna seep through the zips and the jacket and run down your face, down your back of your helmet into your jacket. But having said that, there are some good bits of kit out there for reasonable money now. I don't think you need to necessarily go out and spend £200 on a rain suit. So I'll let you know how I get on with this, guys, anyway, with this waterproof suit that I've bought. It is a two-piece suit, so you can just wear the jacket. I prefer that. I know a lot of people tend to take the one-piece suits, but for ease of access I just prefer the two-piece, because I can just put the jacket on as a wind block. It's quite a good wind block, actually, to be fair, when you're riding along and you put your waterproof jacket on as a wind block. But if you don't mind looking a little bit odd, what else I can recommend is the British Army issue waterproof Gore-Tex jacket. Now that is good, that is very good, proven. Obviously I've spent a long time in the field getting wet in that, never had any major issues, so definitely worth checking that out. Sorry if the volume or the audio's changed slightly, I've picked my visor up. I always do when I'm at slower speeds, don't know why, force of habit, but I just do. You got to remember, I am still learning with the whole editing thing and, you know, the whole YouTube thing. I am really enjoying it though, so I appreciate those that are watching the first couple of videos. And, you know, like I said at the start of the video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a like and a share, that'd massively help me, because, you know, I want to do this. I think we've all got dreams, haven't we? And I've got a good job, you know, I earn a decent, well, I earn enough to be able to pay my bills and keep my kids fed and my roof over my head like everybody else. But, you know, I definitely want to ride my motorcycle more, so I'm definitely going to YouTube and just see where it goes. But thank you very much everyone for watching, and look out for the next one. Give you a little tip, Motorcycle Live is this weekend at the NEC, so it's all things bike, and yeah, definitely worth going down there. I think tickets are about 30 quid, something like that, or maybe just under 30 quid. Hopefully they're just under 30 quid, something like that anyway. But I'm going to go down to Motorcycle Live at the NEC, and I'm going to go and see all the new bikes and hopefully see what's out there in terms of people. It's also going to push me out my comfort zone, because I'm going to be forced to vlog, record myself in public and around other people, and I'm going to do it, you know, because if you don't do these things, then you're never going to overcome them, are you? So, you know, yeah, anyway, I'm going to just go and get a drink, and then I'll catch you all on the next one.